What is your ultimate motivation for all these ambitious projects?
My fundamental drive comes from wanting to solve critical problems that affect humanity's future. When I look at climate change, the single planet risk, or technological stagnation, I feel a deep responsibility to create solutions. It's not about money or fame. It's about ensuring that human consciousness continues to evolve and expand. Every project, from SpaceX to Neuralink, addresses what I believe are existential threats or massive opportunities for human advancement.
Why is Mars colonization so important?
Becoming a multiplanetary species is like buying insurance for life itself. Earth has experienced 5 mass extinction events, and statistically, there will be more. Mars represents the nearest viable option for establishing a backup location for humanity. It has water ice, a day length similar to Earth's, and the potential for creating a sustainable environment through terraforming over centuries. This isn't about abandoning Earth, but about ensuring the continuous existence of human consciousness.
How will Tesla completely transform transportation?
Tesla's mission extends far beyond electric cars. We're building an integrated, sustainable energy ecosystem. This includes solar energy generation through Solar Roof, energy storage with Powerwall and Megapack, and electric transportation with increasingly autonomous vehicles. The real transformation happens when these elements work together. Your car charges from your solar roof, powers your home when needed, and eventually drives itself as part of a shared autonomy fleet, dramatically reducing transportation costs and environmental impact.
What is Neuralink's true long-term vision?
Neuralink addresses what I see as one of humanity's greatest challenges: keeping pace with artificial intelligence. In the near term, we're focused on medical applications, helping people with paralysis, spinal cord injuries, and neurological disorders. But the long-term vision is creating a symbiotic relationship with AI. As AI grows more powerful, a high-bandwidth brain-machine interface could allow humans to merge with AI, preserving our relevance and agency. It's about evolving human capabilities rather than being left behind.
Why is sustainable energy such a priority for you?
The mathematics of sustainable energy are undeniable. The sun provides more energy to Earth in 1 hour than humanity uses in a year. Fossil fuels are not just environmentally damaging, they're fundamentally limited and geopolitically destabilizing. Through Tesla Energy, we're creating a complete transition pathway: solar panels for generation, batteries for storage, and electric vehicles for consumption. This isn't just an environmental imperative, it's an economic and security necessity for civilization.
How do you approach risk and failure?
I've come to see failure as a necessary part of innovation. If things aren't failing, you're not pushing boundaries enough. At SpaceX, we celebrated each Falcon 1 failure because each one taught us something crucial. The key is failing quickly, learning fast, and iterating. I tell my teams that taking calculated risks is essential, and we should never punish intelligent failure. What matters is that we learn and improve with each iteration.
What's wrong with current education systems?
Traditional education often emphasizes memorization over problem solving. At my children's school, Ad Astra, we focus on teaching how to solve problems and how to think. We teach first thinking, breaking down complex problems to their fundamental truths. Students work on real-world projects, learn ethics and artificial intelligence, and develop the skills needed for the future rather than the past. Education should ignite curiosity and teach how to learn, not what to think.
How do you manage multiple companies simultaneously?
While it appears I'm managing separate companies, I see them as interconnected pieces solving different aspects of humanity's biggest challenges. I spend most of my time on engineering and design, the fundamental problems. I maintain focus by working on what's most critical at each company during different times. Also, I've built strong teams at each organization who understand the vision and can operate autonomously. The key is hiring exceptional people and giving them clear objectives.
What makes your engineering approach different?
We apply first principles thinking relentlessly. Instead of accepting how things have always been done, we ask, what are the fundamental physics? What is actually possible? This approach led to reusable rockets at SpaceX and radically different vehicle designs at Tesla. We question every assumption, eliminate unnecessary complexity, and focus on the core physics and economics of each problem. This often leads to solutions that experts claimed were impossible.
Why create the boring company?
Traffic is soul-destroying and economically wasteful. Most cities have limited surface area but unlimited underground space. The Boring Company aims to create affordable tunneling technology to build 3D transportation networks. Our loop system can transport people in autonomous electric vehicles at high speeds between stations. This isn't just about solving traffic. It's about reclaiming the time people waste in congestion and enabling more efficient city design.
What's your view on work-life balance?
I don't believe in the traditional concept of work-life balance when you're trying to change the world. There are periods that require intense focus and long hours. However, I've learned that sustainable pace is important too. What matters most is working on something you're passionate about. Then work doesn't feel like work. I encourage people to find their passion and pour their energy into it, but also to take care of their health and relationships.
How do you make difficult decisions?
I use a framework based on first principles and long-term consequences. First, I verify the truth of the situation by examining fundamental facts. Then, I consider the long-term implications rather than short-term convenience. I'm willing to make unpopular decisions if they're right for the long-term mission. I also seek diverse perspectives, but ultimately trust my own analysis of the physics and economics of each situation.
What role does physics play in your thinking?
Physics is the foundation of all my reasoning. Physics teaches you to reason from first principles rather than by analogy. It provides the fundamental constraints and possibilities for any engineering challenge. Whether we're designing rockets, cars, or batteries, we start with the laws of physics and work upward. This approach often reveals solutions that conventional thinking misses because we're not limited by how things have been done before.
Why is Starlink important?
Starlink addresses the digital divide that affects nearly half the world's population. Traditional ground-based internet infrastructure can't reach many rural and remote areas economically. By creating a constellation of low Earth orbit satellites, we can provide high-speed internet anywhere on Earth. This isn't just about entertainment. It's about enabling education, healthcare, and economic opportunity for everyone, regardless of where they live.
How do you handle criticism and naysayers?
I've learned to distinguish between constructive criticism based on physics or logic and noise based on emotion or conventional thinking. I carefully consider the former and largely ignore the latter. Early on, I was told reusable rockets were impossible, electric cars would never work, and so many other impossibilities. If I had listened to the naysayers, none of our companies would exist. You need conviction in your first principles reasoning.
What's your hiring philosophy?
I look for evidence of exceptional ability and problem-solving skills, not just credentials. Some of our best engineers don't have formal degrees. I value people who have accomplished difficult things, who demonstrate deep understanding of first principles, and who have a track record of getting things done. Attitude is also crucial. We need optimistic, determined people who believe no problem is unsolvable.
How important is design in your products?
Design is not just about aesthetics, it's about functionality and efficiency.
Good design eliminates unnecessary elements and focuses on what truly matters. At Tesla, the minimalist interior isn't just stylish, it reduces complexity and manufacturing cost. At SpaceX, the rocket designs are driven by physics, but refined through careful attention to elegant engineering. We believe that if something looks right, it often is right from an engineering perspective.
What keeps you awake at night?
The slow pace of technological progress relative to the urgency of our challenges. We're racing against multiple clocks: climate change, AI development, and the statistical certainty of planetary-scale risks. I worry that we're not moving fast enough to establish a sustainable energy future, become a multiplanetary species, and ensure AI safety. There's so much to do, and the window for action is limited.
How do you learn so quickly across different fields?
I use what I call a semantic tree approach. First, understand the fundamental principles, the trunk and big branches. Then fill in the details, the leaves. I read widely across fields, talk to experts, and constantly ask why until I reach first principles. I'm not afraid to ask basic questions, and I spend about 80% of my time reading and thinking across different domains. Learning transfer between fields is powerful. Insights from physics apply to manufacturing, and vice versa.
Why focus on tunneling technology?
Cities are running out of surface space, but there's essentially infinite space underground. Current tunneling technology is slow and expensive because it hasn't been innovated in decades. The Boring Company is reinventing tunneling from first principles. We've already made significant progress in reducing costs and increasing speed. Affordable tunneling can solve urban transportation problems and enable entirely new approaches to city design.
What's your view on cryptocurrency?
Cryptocurrency has the potential to reduce the inefficiency of traditional financial systems and reduce the power of central banks. However, the current energy consumption of some cryptocurrencies is concerning. That's why I've supported cryptocurrencies that use more efficient consensus mechanisms. The fundamental value is in creating a decentralized financial system that isn't subject to government control or manipulation, but we need to balance this with environmental concerns.
How do you maintain quality while moving quickly?
We use rapid iteration combined with rigorous testing. The key is to fail quickly in testing rather than in production. At SpaceX, we test components to destruction to find their limits. At Tesla, we use extensive simulation and real-world testing. Moving fast doesn't mean skipping steps. It means running more cycles of iteration and learning. We also maintain small, focused teams that can move quickly without bureaucratic overhead.
What role does simulation play in your development?
Advanced simulation is crucial for rapid iteration. We can test thousands of design variations in simulation before building physical prototypes. SpaceX uses massive simulation clusters to model rocket dynamics, re-entry physics, and orbital mechanics. Tesla simulates crash tests, aerodynamics, and autonomous driving scenarios. This allows us to find optimal designs faster and with less physical testing. However, we always validate simulations with real-world testing.
Why is full self-driving so important?
Full self-driving will fundamentally transform transportation. It will reduce accidents, human error causes 94% of crashes, reduce traffic congestion through more efficient driving, and give people back the time they spend driving. For elderly and disabled people, it will provide new mobility options. The economic impact will be enormous. Transportation as a service could make car ownership unnecessary for many people, dramatically reducing transportation costs.
How do you see the future of energy storage?
Energy storage is the missing piece for renewable energy. The sun doesn't always shine and the wind doesn't always blow, so we need cost-effective storage at massive scale. Tesla's Megapack installations are already replacing fossil fuel power plants. We're continuously improving battery chemistry and manufacturing to drive costs down. The future is a decentralized grid with solar panels on every roof, batteries in every home and business, and electric vehicles that can feed power back to the grid when needed.
What's your ultimate measure of success?
My ultimate measure of success is whether we've moved the needle on making life multiplanetary and transitioning the world to sustainable energy. It's not about wealth or personal recognition. It's about whether we've advanced human civilization and ensured its long-term survival. If, in the future, there are cities on Mars and Earth runs primarily on sustainable energy, and humanity has safely navigated the development of artificial intelligence, then I'll consider these ventures successful.
Here, we learn how to think like Elon Musk, from solving difficult challenges with simple principles to building big ideas and turning them into reality. In this channel, you will learn how to solve problems from the ground up, how to develop a true success mindset, how to innovate without fear and think bigger than ever. If you're looking for personal growth, entrepreneurship, or building the future, this is the right place for you. Make sure to subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you never miss our new videos. Join our community of creative and ambitious people, and let's build the future together. Subscribe now and let's get started.